Hello, I'm Dalton Rose. My wife used to work for a retirement center in North Dallas. She was the event coordinator. She'd take the residents out to museums, movies, plays, even took them on a bus up to Oklahoma to do some gambling. But one place she took them, and after I retired, my wife started taking me to some of these places. One of the places she took them, and she took me several months ago, was the Federal Printing and Engraving shop over there in North Dallas. It's north of Dallas, north of Fort Worth, excuse me. Sorry about that. North of Fort Worth. It's west of Interstate 35 and south of 287. You get there by going up to Highway 287. And when it splits off from 35, just a couple of exits down, you take an exit, head south, and you'll see it. I'm not going to give you directions because you can look it up. I'm sorry. I wasn't prepared for this video. And I don't need to drive for you. But when we were there, they were printing $100 bills. Oh, when you get there, you park in the parking lot. You got to leave your cell phone. You got to leave your purse. You can't take no bags in there. And because it's pretty secure. I would say it's probably more secure. I'm sure it's more secure than Fort Knox. I kid you not. It's more secure than Fort Knox. When we were there, they were printing $100 bills. And you're up high, and you're looking down into the floor. And you see the workmen's down there, and you see the machines down there. And one guy looked up and saw us. Oh, give me your driver's license. And they give you this little instrument. When you get to this window, and it will say push button number 1, you push button number 1. It starts telling you what's on the floor below you. Step 2, step 3. It just everywhere you go, station 1, station 8, it will tell you what button to push. Tell you what's going on below. Well, this guy looked up, and you could look down and see that they were printing $100 bills, and they had pallets of them, big pallets. And he saw us. He reached over and said, $1 million, $1 million in $100 bills in this thing. Then he said, $38 million here in this stack of on that pallet. I forgot how many is in a sheet. Something like 36 $1 bills. And maybe only 16. I don't remember. But it doesn't cost anything to go in this place. And they don't give you any free samples. But it is so interesting. 75% of our printed money comes from North Dallas. The other 25% gets printed up there around Washington, D.C. area. And I would highly recommend bringing your kids there. Go in there and take a look at this thing. They got a little museum down there on the bottom, a gift shop, so you can buy some stuff. You can't take your purse. You can take your wallet. And but anyway, that's just one of the places I highly recommend. Another place you can go to concerning money is in North Dallas. Is the Federal Reserve. I was surprised. You learn a lot about the banking business at the Federal Reserve. Not so much at the printing press, at the printing engraving shop, but the Federal Reserve in Dallas. You learn about money, the history of money. Not all banks are associated with the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is a bank. I didn't know that. It is a bank, and it deals business with other banks. Does it do business with Chase Bank? Does it do business with Bank of America? The huge monstrosities? But state banks, credit unions and stuff, they deal with the Federal Reserve. If a bank needs to borrow $1 million and the feds go there, look at their books, and say you qualify, Well, they may be able to borrow money from one of the bigger banks, Chase Bank, Bank of America, because they really don't want to borrow money from the Federal Reserve. And the reason they don't want to borrow money from the Federal Reserve, if you owe them money, they can come in at any time without notice and go through your books, audit you. And you have no choice but to let them do it. And you don't want the feds messing with your business. That's what they told us at the Federal Reserve. You don't want the feds messing with your business. Anyway, and it doesn't cost anything there. Same thing, you can't take your cell phone in there or your bags or anything. And it's pretty secure, but it's nothing like that other place, than printing and engraving shop. But if you're in the Dallas area, I recommend those two places. And while you're here, I would go to the Ross Perot Museum. It's not too far from the Federal Reserve in North Dallas. The guy who designed the museum, the Ross Perot Museum, the guy who designed it, spoke at my wife at this retirement center. She got in contact with him, asked him to come down and speak to her residents, and he said, you go to the Ross Perot Museum, you get your tickets, take the escalator and go all the way to the top floor and work your way down. You'll see more. It's more enjoyable if you start at the top, work your way down, instead of starting at the bottom, working your way up. Just for some recommendations. Now, I don't get paid to endorse the Federal Reserve or the Federal Printing and Engraving. I don't get paid to endorse Ross Perot's museum. It's just, I live here in the Metroplex area. It's a couple of places that I've gone to and I really enjoyed. Highly recommend it. See you in the next video.